It is a beautiful day for some DSA, and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. My name is Cozy Gamer, and happy Monday post Super Bowl Sunday. Today, guys, we have an interesting subject to talk about, something that I did not think I'd be making a video on, but I thought it was worth talking about a little bit as it's big in the video game industry news altogether, and I brought on a special friend and a mod within my community to talk about it. His name is DoodleSpork. We're about to bring him on, but essentially, guys, EA Games, the EA Games, bought Glu Mobile. So what does this mean for Disney Sorcerer's Arena? I know some of you guys care about this immensely. Some may not know what this has to do with DSA altogether. So again, I brought on my friend DoodleSpork to talk about it. Let's go ahead and bring him on right now. What is going on, Doodle? How you doing today?
Hey, Cozy, doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, okay, you saw the news. You saw EA bought Glu. What was your first immediate thoughts?
I think like everybody, I was like, oh man, this is so huge for Glu. Just huge support coming behind them and a huge act of faith to put in them and a very, new game with DSA, but obviously they have a track record with other apps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Glu, guys, Glu makes more than just Disney Sorcerer's Arena. They've got like this tap game with baseball. They've got Kim Kardashian. They've got a WWE game, Diner Dash, things like that. And then, of course, there's Disney Sorcerer's Arena, where it's funny because you've got those games, Doodle, and then you've got where a lot of the audience of Disney Sorcerer's Arena came from was Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which, let's be real, if you're a Star Wars fan altogether, you probably have a bad taste overall about EA, and let's talk about that. I mean, do we think overall, is this a good thing for Disney Sorcerer's Arena?
Yeah, I think you really got to start with the good things, right? I mean, more resources can only mean good things for what's going to come to DSA. You're going to have, these big moments like what you have with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, whether that be new raids coming in or new PvP modes. And so, that's the initial thought when you hear that EA has acquired Glu, is that it's going to get that, AAA budget that hopefully that it really deserves, I think.
Yeah, so, and that's where I thought. I think it comes both good and bad. If you want to look at and not bad per se, but there's things that obviously, it is EA. So EA does have that track record that make people nervous in general. But to talk about the good a little bit, the positivity that I bring from this is that Disney Sorcerer's Arena, very new game altogether. We're about to be going into our first year, and this is going to open up the resources, the marketing, all the business side of the game. I think EA is going to, they're used to they're used to doing AAA titles, number one. They've dipped in a little bit into the mobile game industry. So I think for resources purposes, this is a good thing. Now, this wasn't, Glu isn't dissolving. They just got bought out, right? And so for the main part, I'm sure Glu will still be able to do the day-to-day with DSA, and we don't know, none of us will know what EA's kind of factor into all this is. But I think overall, I think this will be a good thing for the resources that will be made available to Glu overall. I mean, heck, the media outlet is picking this up. It's on Verge, IGN. It's kind of all over. Give me some more thoughts that you have about all this in general, Doodle.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. The corporate side of things that come into it, you can't underplay what EA can bring to the relationship. What you really hope for, I think, is that a lot of us have been really happy with DSA's creative vision and where Glu has stewarded the game just in the year, less than a year that it's been out to the public. So you hope to see that continue forward. Like you said, this isn't necessarily a dissolution of Glu as a company, and we hope that the decision makers stay on to continue on their vision, and this provides the resources they need to continue stewarding that vision.
100%. And I think a 1 through 10 for a new mobile game, especially with the expectations that DSA had, because people came from these other mobile games. They immediately had all these expectations. I would give them a 10 out of 10. I think Glu has done a phenomenal job. You just said their creative vision. They've done a great job. They've, for the most part, have given the community what they've wanted from all this. And now I just hope that EA just highlights and magnifies what Glu has already instilled rather than changing that up a little bit. I know, again, guys, I know a lot of you guys are Star Wars fans. And so I know a lot. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's almost like you signed the dotted line to hate EA games. And that, and that's, is there mob mentality to that? Or is it, just cause? I mean, obviously EA has made some terrible decisions before, and they just lost their exclusivity to Star Wars, actually, which was, just about a month ago, which is interesting that this acquisition is coming together. And keep in mind, guys, Glu is much bigger than just DSA. Glu has a lot of other games, so we don't really know exactly how much interest EA has just in DSA. But from what I can see, I think it's going to bring more players to the game. I think it's going to give more resources to Glu as a whole, and hopefully monetization, things like that, stay at kind of where they are at the pace that they are. I think the game's getting, hopefully funded in the way that it needs to grow more. And now that we just, hopefully the team can just grow from here. And so, let's talk about it. We're coming up on a year, Doodle. Do you think there's anything on that note? Do you think there's anything that you're looking to see year 2 from Glu and from the DSA team?
Yeah, I think it would be hard to underplay that we want more PvP elements in the game that aren't just 1v1 or a 1v1v1 in the case of Club Conquest. And to add one more point to that, I think, we have Disney as a major shareholder in this game's success. And so ultimately, I think, even with EA acquiring, I think they have major respect for that relationship. And obviously you brought up the Star Wars point of they know what happens if, Disney, the mouse, feels like that's not going well. So I think with the roadmap that we have in year 2, we have so many more franchises left to explore. We have PvP modes that we want to see, hopefully get another raid this year that we can all participate in. So the future is bright as far as I'm concerned. Yeah,
and for anyone that's not in business world, I mean, this kind of stuff happens all the time. You have big companies buying out smaller companies, and it does mean things and it doesn't mean things. Now, in my opinion, what it does mean is that you do lose a little bit of like what instilled your voice as a company. For instance, I worked in hotels, and in the franchise I used to work for, they were really like creative and they did different fun things, and then they got bought out by a very large franchise company, and that gave great presence and stability and security and great new implementations. But then they kind of lost a little bit of like what made that smaller franchise. So like that can happen on the business front, but outside of that, not a lot of crazy things I don't think are going to be changing too much. Overall, I think the only thing that makes me nervous is how EA has handled like game changer programs and things like that. Their willingness to work with content creators. You guys know I do. This is what I do. I'm a content creator for DSA. So obviously that makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm also excited to hopefully have an olive branch, work with EA, and maybe they'll work and work with me. I don't know. So we'll have to see where it goes, Doodle. Any closing thoughts on all of this?
I think right now, my closing thought is that, we need to give EA the opportunity to come on and add value to this game and withhold judgment until we've seen what they can do. So I'm excited for the future for the DSA team and what they can accomplish as a result of this acquisition. And, until we see how that pans out, I'll be helpful. 100%.
And I think my closing notes on that is, Glu has done, look at it. Cozy Christmas was insane. The fact that Glu wanted to help out there. They put videos in game news and in the past, not just mine, but others. They've shown that they want to help, and I hope that EA kind of rolls in with that as well. And I agree. We got to give them a fair chance. We have to see what it looks like. EA, at least recently, they've done some good things for sure, and hoping they, stick by that. So, guys, let me know down in the comments below. Do you think EA buying Glu is a good thing for DSA or a bad thing? Again, I think long-term this is a good thing, but let's just wait and see. Let kind of time work itself out and see what happens. Guys, yes, this week we've got the team building guide coming and some other ones. So excited about getting those out to you guys. Good videos coming out this week. Guys, let me know down in the comments below. Join the Cozy Club if you haven't. Doodle, what's up? We're going to say bye to you as well. And until next time, my friends, have a good one. Stay cozy.